You know me. SmokeySteveAndMarc, welcome back. Welcome if you're catching the replay. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone's doing all right. The lighting. I'm competing with a ring light here. You're going to have to give me a second. I look very pale. Where's my other phone? Do I look very pale? I can't tell if I look very pale. I mean, I prefer pale to tan, but ooh, that's yellow. That's a nice blue, I guess. Hello, Miss McPhoebe. Terra Mama, hello. Yes, you caught him. That is Mark playing with the lights and walking in the background. I didn't draw the curtain. He just got home from school and he's on his way back out. So, hey, messy me. Hey, Noelle. 5 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm more than early. My OnlyFans, it sank. Totally sank. But I collected like $3,000 in membership money and, you know, in the first 3 days, and then I just told everybody they were probably haters and to go fuck themselves. So, no, OnlyFans didn't work. I'm bashful. Hi, Jay. Last night's debacle? I didn't know there was... Which one? I was going to say there's none, but I'm actually keeping track of about 4. Across different places. This is the backdrop from yesterday's Cat Scratch Fever video, where we did the thing about the kitties. So, Adam Bartha, Cynthia Beaumont. Oh, for God's sake. Yes, Denise, it is time for a live. I don't know, actually. Hey, Tim. Well, I knew he was going live last night. So, I mean, we'll get to Foodie Booty, but as we're all finding our seats, midnight here. Hey, AS. Midnight. Hey, y'all. So, the Adam Barta, Cynthia Beaumont live stream, I got nothing to say about that anymore. I have no freaking idea. Hey, Patrick. They're using each other to get popular, and Adam was kind of upfront about that. So, Jay's cute is very, or his cat is very cute, isn't he? Low nail clippings. T-Dub, how are you, dear? Beezers. God. Some folks need therapy or drugs. What is... yeah. Only fake people have good production value in their videos. Hey, Chris. Used to be lucky. Okay. Yeah, I don't... yeah, the whole Adam, Cynthia thing, I don't understand where that's coming from. You know, tomorrow we'll have the gangs all here and we can probably weigh in, but it seems like they're each using the other one to grow their channels. What an odd combination, I would say. As, you know, if I was going to line up 2 people I know, in the vaguest sense, you know. Pizza 3 times. Okay, I'm going to throw this out early because I've said this on camera. Mark and I have before had pizza 3-4 times a week, okay? Because we're grown. Gigi, how are you, dear? Selena, hello. I've had pizza 4 times a week, and I'm grown, and that's okay. But my A1C is good. Shenanigans. Your first live. Welcome. I hope we don't disappoint. So yeah, well, not for pizza. I had pizza 4 times. I think there's a difference. There might be a little bit of semantics being played with there, but I've had pizza 4 times in a week. I've never had 4 pizzas a week, you know, if we're going to split hairs. Aren't 500 pounds and dying. Well, I don't make a habit of it. You know, we're not a mukbang channel, and I also don't have, I have a history with eating disorders, but not binge eating disorder as such. I would follow my binges with compensatory actions, you know. Streaming like an OG. 14-year-olds can eat whatever they want. Oh well, I think if all they'll eat is pizza, let them eat pizza. Yes, T-Dub, so many debacles. Where are my notes? I couldn't even. I had like so many bullet pointed things that I thought ravioli on a can. Ugh. Moderation, yeah. I don't mind canned ravioli. I don't think of it as, a very hydrating, good carb that's good for your GI tract and whatnot. But thanks again with the background. You can thank Mark for the background when he's here tomorrow night. It's anything you like about it, you know. Truth to the rumor I'm starting an OnlyFans. First of all, I started the rumor. Second of all, no. Thank you. It's a nice one. I think it's Mark's. So I broke it into like 5 bullet points. One kind of around her health, one around the reactions that happened, or her freakouts about Yaba and DC Media Girl and the things that went out about that. The all of a sudden I'm not diabetic anymore one. Hey Patty. That stuck out to me. And then her last video that came out just yesterday, it'll probably be another one today, called Someday, which was one of those introspective vlogs, you know. Yes. Don't bring it up anymore. It's a dead issue. Yes, just because I made it an issue, now I want it to be over. And I want to leave with your money. So. Oh yeah, I forgot Miss Huzzy's in the mix with the rant off people too. And there was a thing I wanted to bring up about ableism, but I don't even know where to start. So I guess we'll start with the fact is, how many doctors do I want to go to until I find a diagnosis I like? So I was thrown pretty much from last week with the health updates, the diabetes, the, a little bit of caution, maybe a little fear into her. Possibly, the video with the Kate Winslet wig, which I hated in the beginning, but looked good by the end, I thought. Oh yeah, I'm totally going past the fact, which is a completely legitimate point. That restaurant where they ate out, it was really friggin' late when they got there. I've worked in restaurants. And then staying to eat in a mom and pop place like that? I mean, if it's Olive Garden, you can send all but 2 people home. But those are probably the only 3 people working there, was like the cook, the guy, the key holder, and the waitress. And I don't think anyone else even was there. So, yes, shenanigans, controlling the narrative. Chantal is very, very calculated when doing that. When something's going on here, she wants you to look there. Now, this current series of events, I thought, though I can't trace it back too many times, was the OnlyFans. And right after OnlyFans, she put herself in the hospital 2 nights in a row. But was tweeting about the OnlyFans thing, about getting refunds and shit. We didn't get ours, but we didn't ask for it. And then it shifted again, away from the hospital to something else. And then it's diabetes. And then it's, by the way, I'm not diabetic, so bottoms up. And then it turns into, how could a woman with children how could the children hear her fat shaming in the background? And then DC Media Girls dolls. I don't know. Each one fed off the other to the point where I don't even know what we're shaming her about anymore. I don't know. Health issues right after OnlyFans? Well, I suspect they would have happened. Diabetes. She dipped her toe into diabetes before and just used the word diabetic. And then when she went off the diabetic diet, she said, I never said I had diabetes. I said I was diabetic. She is a clever one. But then coming back with this and like, oh, my A1C is 6, so who wants pizza and burgers? Like, I don't know. There's a couple ways I think people could approach getting a diagnosis like that. And the way Chantal is the way I think a lot of people probably would. I'm not saying that she's like, someone called the restaurant. I'm not surprised. There's a lot of people that don't like Chantal. I would never call a restaurant because I'm not that guy. Like, I don't care. Exactly. Your health doesn't care about semantics. Your health doesn't care if you're going to do better tomorrow or next week or after New Year's or, whenever. Is it the ladies and suddenly a woman calls the restaurant to leave a message? Very suspect. Well, makes for a good story though, doesn't it? Oh, and the C diff. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to know about it, but it's still there. It's still there. So, when she finally got back to being, I'm not diabetic anymore, and I'm like, oh my God, did you just, like, how are you not diabetic anymore? And how, one person might say, good, dodged a bullet, this was really close, 6 is not great, I'm doing okay though, and let's try to clean it up before we make a bigger mess for ourselves. Because, quote, I let it go too long and I got diabetes and I got sick. Loose quotes from last week's Chantal. Now it's like, hey, why not push it as far as we can go, as close as we can get it to diabetic, so we can still eat as much as we can. You know, there's either, I don't know. There's an addict disconnect. There's some sort of something going on. Mark's trying to leave quietly. Say bye. You know,
Bye!
there's Mark leaving quietly. He'll be with us tomorrow night at 6 when we go live. Mark just said hi and said bye. Bandit's here. He might jump up. So, yeah. Oh, and while we're on the issue of health issues, she fucked around and let something slip. So she's sitting there reading her prescriptions, you know, the whole win sympathy with illness thing. And as she's reading them aloud, she reads the name out loud of one that she didn't know what it was. And then somebody writes into the chat, it's for cholesterol. She's like, oh, I didn't know about that. Fuck, you didn't know about that. Of course, I didn't know I had high cholesterol. I mean, I just assumed, but I don't know. And she's given off the numbers. She's got the blood work of an Olympic athlete. I don't know that she's lying, but I think when she says that she says she's forgetful, that her grandmother criticizes her for being forgetful from when she goes to the doctor. It's very possible she's forgetful. She remembers very tiny details from very long ago on YouTube, but if she's forgetful, she's forgetful. It's possible she leaves out things that are potentially worrisome to her family or that aren't flattering. And I don't mean not flattering on YouTube, like it would look bad to us. Who the hell are we? I mean in her real human Chantal life, like doesn't want to have her family get on her ass, so she tells them it's fine. So, BP is always 127/70 something. You're so diplomatic. She's lying. I know, I should have been in politics. But the reason I'm saying it's the reason she's lying. Addicts lie to sustain their addiction, to try to, like, keep it going. You know, addiction kind of hijacks people. The fact that she has probably, either she has no idea that she looks ridiculous, or she knows and doesn't care. So if she knows and doesn't care, then she would have nothing to say to reaction channels because she knows and doesn't care. I don't know. Mukbang Marshanta said, do you think I tell the doctor I eat this crap? No way. I never told my first shrink that I drank. And then we're shortly after that, very shortly after that, she carries an inhaler before. What was it? She would sit there and puff on it before the lives would start. She had to wait till the camera started. I don't think my dad was on Cresters particularly well. And the Ozempic she's still going to be on, which is still indicated for type 2 diabetes. I think a side effect is weight loss, from what I understand. She said 5%, which would be good for her, be good for anybody in her condition to lose any amount of weight. So she's losing track of her lies. I'm losing track of her lies. It's so hard to keep track. Usually what I follow Chantal for is kind of the bigger issues that she brings up. I don't have a deep interest in whether her and, you know, Pete's are secretly a couple, or if she has, you know, friends with benefits with BB. Like, those parts of her life I don't really care about. That's her business. That's her thing. Even the OnlyFans thing, I'm like, that's cool. Do you. But don't rob me blind, you know. Try to understand her. She's not quite normal. But is she irredeemable? Is anybody? I don't know. She was on Vyvanse and she was like a crackhead. It was like she would take it in the morning and it's speedy. It's a speedy pill. And she would speed through the day and the pill would wear off and she'd probably get hungry. And she said it was giving her anxiety because, you know, it's speed. It's diet pill. They're diet pills. I mean, there's only so many artificial options. If a person can't or is unable to limit their food intake, and that's what's causing the obesity, we'll just assume in her case it is, then, you know, you either have to reduce the size of her stomach, reduce her ability to chew or swallow food. I mean, there's only so many ways. You can't force a person to stop eating unless you like physically intervene at some point. You know, either chemically kill her appetite or cut her stomach open. They are speed. I went to college. I know the score, Jay. And then you got to take some Ambien to bring yourself back down. I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about that. I was allergic to Ambien, actually. It didn't... Well, allergic, sleepwalking, fell down, that kind of thing. Popped them on a desert island or a jungle. Now, I'd be dead, though not from starvation. I would probably just lose my shit and... You know. It's just years and years and years of being overweight. And I've been overweight. And not that this makes me better than Chantal, or that I know more than her, or that I couldn't gain all my weight back, because I've gained my weight back a few times. So let me not act like my weight loss journey is decidedly over, because it could be over the next meal, and I could start right back. So, oh, thanks, Anita. Kitties. So I could be right back off my weight loss journey real quick. So I'm not in a position to say I'm better than, I figured it out and you haven't. But there's like, hey, Annalyn, but there's sort of like a willingness to be uncomfortable that I don't think she can. Her distress tolerance is like real low, like real low. How else do you get allotted for like cramps? You know, not opposed to prescription medication, but I do feel like if you can avoid taking a pill by making positive changes to improve your health, that would be preferred. I 100% agree. I'm an individual with a mental illness. I have bipolar disorder type 1, Kelsoprese, a couple other things too. It's a full house. And I take medication. I take as little medication as is possible to live with the number of symptoms that's okay with me. I could take more medication. My doctor would prescribe more, but then it would dull out some things that I like about life. Hey, Chicago. So... Did you ever talk about her past? She just said she had a tumultuous childhood. Problems with her mom. I don't remember ever describing a time in her childhood where she was thin. I don't, has anyone, maybe you have, heard a Chantal story of growing up? Was she like, I only hear about her from her teens on. Like, I don't recall earlier stuff. Like, was she a fat toddler? I don't know. Yeah, someone called. I don't... I'll have Mark call me now, so it seems like someone's stalking us. I'll have him bang on the door, so it looks like a fake SWAT. That's the... She was always chunky. Well, chunky. Kids are chunky. I was chunky till I was, like, 14. I was a very thin kid until I was 8. And then, I don't know what happened. I've been in therapy for years. I don't know what happened. Her family needs to intervene, but they don't want to deal with it. Well, her family, yeah, she makes it sound like they have a relationship outside of it, but at the time, at the moment, I understand her grandmother was very ill. You know, very ill. And just on the heels of that, Chantal was in the hospital a couple times, like back to back. So, yeah, put the fatty liver up there with the high cholesterol she didn't know she had. Thin people get high cholesterol, thin people get fatty liver, thin people get diabetes, thin people get asthma, thin people get flesh wounds in places that air can't get to. Of course, individually people get these things. But when you put a portrait together, you create a composite of someone in poor health who could use more help than they're getting. Probably. No, they don't get them all together. Exactly. I was being facetious. They don't get them all together. Generally. And obesity is reversible as well. You know, it can be reversed and then unreversed, I guess. You can gain it all back. But with certain medical interventions, it's reversible. So. Well, she went to the ER first because she was having issues with an abscess in her area. I know she had one in the back. She said it was from where her bra strap would rub. And then she had one in her fupa, in that area that she had to get cleaned. And then she also had to deal with, what was the other thing? Oh, clots. She had clots. Chris, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Ooh, orange too. I like the color orange. Um, and then she had to go back because she was having a hard time breathing. So, and it turned out to be, much ado about nothing. Of all the things she wants to keep private, and then of all the things that go public. Um, and then I don't know. A moment of silence for her fupa. I'll cry when it's really gone. if she loses it. Thing is, though, even if she, I don't know. No, she does. Well, no, she doesn't usually wear a bra. But I don't know. Well, maybe now it's not so comfortable, but I don't remember her wearing too much before either. So there's her health, and then what do we have here? Reaction channels. So now she says no clots. Oh, no clots. Oh well. Oh, the thumbnail for peeking out of the shower. It's like a day in the life thing. She's gonna show the good. She's gonna show the bad. She's gonna show everything, like what she eats and whatnot. And then she's been feeling down lately, and she feels like she shouldn't shut up about it because that creates shame and stigma around mental illness. Now I work professionally in mental health. So I don't know that self-advocacy needs to be her big concern right now. She'll have plenty of time to advocate for others and for the cause once she gets herself together. She would be a great example of a turnaround story. Would be a great one. But she's not right now. So thank you for doing your part. But, yeah. No one got diabetic from eating mangoes, but once you are diabetic, mainlining mangoes is not a good idea. No one can be as uneducated about carbs. So I mentioned that, what was it last week? Nutrition education? Like, I think she needs it. Now, if she's had it and blown it off, like I said, that's on her. But if she hasn't had access to it, she sounds like if she did, she didn't retain much of it, to me. And the only reason I'm speaking on authority is because, as a person with an history with eating disorders, I read labels constantly. I won't ask a show of hands, but if any of you have experience with food issues, you might understand. I lived reading labels constantly, so I knew what the food contents were for everything. She has a very loose idea about what carbs are in. Diabesing. Good God. Why do I wish I thought of that? But, well, yeah, she picks and chooses. All of a sudden, when it was turkey bacon, it's because it was low in saturated fat and fat. When we were on keto, carbs were the enemy. I mean, any one of those diets would probably work if they could be stuck to, but... No. Mm-mm. So, going on to the next little portion with the reactions. Now, I caught some of these reactions, and it was the two parts that I caught. Well, there was a couple lives that came down. The one I saw was her responding, and I couldn't tell, but she looked like she was maybe in a food coma or some other state, going after Ms. Huzzy for Ms. Huzzy having sent a cease and desist letter, I guess, that she thought was very poorly worded, that there were some misspellings and things like that. And ableist of ableists was trying to make someone feel inferior for having a hard time writing. So she's a champion for that cause, too. So there was that. And then there was Yaba, who Chantal decides that she's, a child's rights advocate at that time, too. And thinks Yaba is a poor parent. And then DC Media Girl, and she goes in at her, also. Oh, Pete's looks more snuggly as time goes on. He's, there's a little more of him to love. And he carries it all in one spot. If he filled out all around, it would look different. But he's a potbelly kind of guy. My dad's that kind of guy. When he gains weight, it's all in the front. So, I want Chantal to live. I want her to do well. Yeah, his self-written cease and desist thing. That's not how I would have handled that situation. But I'm not Miss Huzzy. Chantal, though, trying to tease at length around the topic of he doesn't know how to write, he doesn't know this, you know, not all of us can drop out of college to pursue a career in eating, okay? Let's not be morally superior or intellectually superior over anybody when we're talking, okay? So, just putting it out there. Just my opinion, I'm just a guy on YouTube. Just saying. I need a cigarette. Anybody else? By not making her online world about food. Ta-da. Well, she is foodie beauty. You know, who had said it? Was it Zachary Michael? Maybe it was somebody else. You know, she's not ping pong beauty. She's not, you know, TV beauty. She's not landscaping beauty. She's foodie beauty. So it comes with that. And the foodie part to me is actually honestly more interesting. Chantal's behavior to me is more interesting than... I don't have a moral pass on Chantal. I don't think she's a particularly bad person. I think she has some nasty personality quirks, definitely, and a lot of mental health issues. But so do I. I just deal with mine, and she doesn't. You know, but if she dealt with them a little, she's going to be so embarrassed if she gets well and she looks back at this and sees how she behaved. Maybe that's a reason to stay sick. I don't know. When I used to get drunk, I wouldn't want to have to deal with the things I did when I was drunk the next morning. So I would start drinking the next morning because then I don't have to feel it. So. An affront to the culture of true foodies. I'd put her right on par with Guy Fieri, I think, as far as foodies. Glean from that what you may. I don't know. You know what, Buttercups? I was happy to see Pete's, actually. I do kind of feel sorry for him because I'm not sure where her situation goes. There goes he. Because I think she probably makes a damn sight more than him, pays a handful of the bills, and he don't drive, and she has a car. So he's in a bit of a position. Yeah, I'm unhealthy for her that all like resolves around food, but 80% of the comments are about... It's all about weight and food coming at her, though. And it's not always... Now, of the 2 reactors that she came back at, or I guess the 3, because with... Where's that thing? She put up the community posts. Her enablers in her chat have the audacity to feel shock if something happens to her. They can't. No one can be that dumb to be surprised. Now, like, that would be if I came on and said, guys, I have asthma. Would any of you be surprised if I told you I have asthma? I smoke during the goddamn lives. You know, it wouldn't, and I wouldn't, I don't think I would act like it was that. It's culture. I am a victim of the tobacco industry. I'm the one who spends too much money that should go elsewhere on them. You know, that's my stupid decision to make, and it's the one I've made. And when I change my mind about it, I'll change my mind about it, probably. But I'm not promising things. I'm not having day 1 startovers every 3 weeks. So, let's see here. So, the dolls. Now, I didn't know too much about, you know. Gotcha games. So, the DC Media Girl, post that I saw go up. And I like DC Media Girl. I've talked with her in chat, in comment sections back and forth. I've shouted her out, she shouted me out, just to share thoughts, because we've shared a lot of some of the same thoughts. Apparently there were some dolls that were ordered, to order, and one of them was of Chantal. So Chantal's response was to take a screenshot and show it and post it on her community board. It has since gone away, and it says, so, some losers are dedicated enough that they made a doll of me and one of Amber Lynn to make fun of us. Okay. But they don't bully us, right? This moron, pictured below, and it's a picture of DC Media Girl holding the doll, is a 50-something media failure who resembles the love child of Jim Jones and Roy Orbison, but has to bully the same 2 obese women over and over and over again for content. Sad. So, okay, so Yaba had them, and then send them to DC, or then DC had them? She went really kind of hard there. Now, I know Yaba and DC Media Girl go hard at Chantal. Fair. Hard. Fair. You know. I wouldn't say I would never accuse either of them of telling a lie about her, deliberately, when I've seen their things. You know, you could hold my feet to the fire for that, because I shouldn't vouch for content I haven't seen, but Chantal's, I know. Isn't that shallow to insult someone's looks? Really. So, especially after all that anti-Semitic stuff. See how YouTube is? Like, 2 weeks is last year. Like, how many more of these things have we gone beyond already? Like, so. I don't think Amber can. I think Chantal tries to align herself with Amber and be like, we. And Amber's like, yeah, here's $20 in your live. And yeah, I don't know. They may have a very close friendship outside of YouTube. I don't know. Yaba threatened Chantal once. Chantal likes to, and Yaba has that one hot button. If you bring up her children in any capacity, I'm a little nervous to even bringing up her children. She's very protective and very much doesn't care to have that discussed. And feels like it's a shot at her parenting when Chantal brings that up, which she did. This person is a mother of two. This was from the community board. This was the picture, the screenshot of Yaba's thing. This person is a mother of two. Where are her kids while she bullies and fat shames others? She spews hate every day about me and other fat women. Now, I don't mean to say anything, but like I haven't seen a video out of Yaba in, it could be a week, sometimes 2 at a time. I don't think she's up there every day. Worry about your kids and the example you're setting for them and not about my burger, asshole. Well, she does that. Now, I don't know why she brings up people's kids. Chantal is good with like the low blow. And I know she says if I'm defending myself, I'm being a bully. I'm not calling her a bully. I'm saying when she fights back, she goes for the low blow. Like, if you said to me, Steve, you're fat, and I said to do, your mother sucks cocks in hell. Now that escalates things. That goes a little further. So she takes it there, and then someone takes it back. So, I don't know. Start a weed whacker? No. Did I lose my voice there for a second? She does know better than to go after her kids. But that's what gets under Yaba's skin. So I don't know. But I mean, Yaba, I've followed her since she kind of started. She always comparing herself bullied to children being bullied at school. Well, that's the thing. I take issue with anyone over 25 talking about being bullied, really. I was not popular in school. I don't know that I was bullied as much as I was maybe like ignored. But being the closeted gay kid in a small Catholic town in rural Pennsylvania, semi-rural Pennsylvania, no, it wasn't an easy one. So, but yeah, Chantal doesn't like children. She said before she got her hysterectomy, she didn't even want one. She didn't even want kids. It was like getting a mole removed. Afterwards, she was upset because the option to have kids was taken away from her. It wasn't about wanting to have them or not. It's that the choice to have them was taken away. So she expressed afterwards some feelings about children. But before, she was kind of like, yeah. Having differing opinions is not bullying. Too selfish to have a child. Maybe we don't all know somebody, but maybe we do all know someone who was probably too selfish to have children and had them anyway, and that ends poorly for everybody involved. Well, yeah, she said BB and her wanted different things. He wanted kids, he wanted a family, and she didn't want it, and then as it turned out, wouldn't have been able to provide that biologically. Not that they couldn't have adopted, but it sounded like he wanted to have a kid. So having a child would take the attention away from her. And here's where, I don't know. Yeah, it would. BB also didn't want pizza boxes in the closet. See, here's the thing, Catherine. And you make a good point, too, when it goes back to talking about Chantal having, like, an eating disorder or an addiction. Oh, no, Chantal had no problem shaming Jen. Or ability shaming her, using a mobility scooter, getting around, doing this, doing that. I don't even think it's the hypocrisy that bothers me about it. I don't know. I don't know. Why is he sloppy? Well, that's honest, Tito. That's honest. Um, I can't take that away from you. Eating disorders and addiction make relationships much more difficult. They make friendships difficult. They make relationships with your family difficult. Untreated, especially, they get much worse. Hey, ponderous pros. I suppose maybe the surgery gave him an out, but yeah. Hey, Andraste. Well, Denise, yeah, I think she sees any disagreement as hate. You know, she says, I'm open to constructive criticism. I would like her to post one comment that she felt was constructive criticism. And she does get hate. I mean, let me not make a mistake. Wants to drop her like a microphone. I was happy to see Pizza, actually, because I hadn't seen him in a while. And when she's doing all lives, there's other shit going on. She's got some other stuff going on. So, only hope is to get off the internet. She's incentivized to create drama and troll. Well, this is her job. This is the gig. This is kind of what she does. So, she has no incentive to get off. YouTube doesn't have unemployment. So, you know, and I think bringing things back to reality here, as, you know, Chantal is a creator, Yab is a creator, DC Media's creator, I am a small channel creator. None of us are drafted to YouTube. Okay, the government didn't send a letter to my house and say, you have to make a channel, you have to put up this content, you have to be this open with people, you have to put this embarrassing stuff out there, and here's the amount of hate you have to accept, and you can't turn your channel off, you just have to deal with it. That's not how it works. You solicit subscribers and viewers. You reach for them. You don't tell them to go away. If you're telling subscribers to go away, something's not usually, I think, clicking. I don't know. Personal opinion. But again, she's been on YouTube longer than I have. And her channel's a lot larger than mine. Of course, I wouldn't want to gain subscribers the way she does, but that's neither, you know. Amber's figured it out. Amber has figured it out. Say what you want about Amber Lynn Reed, but she lives off her haters. Absolutely lives off of her haters. I don't watch Amber. It's too confusing. So, yeah, bullying adults is like Real Housewives of whatever. Ottawa. Bullying. Ugh, God. Okay. And, okay. Oh, I forgot something. Hold on. So I mentioned the ableist bit. Somebody had brought up Life by Jen. I had thought of it in terms of Ms. Huzzy, only because the kind of mistakes that Chantal was pointing out about the cease and desist, they were calling it, because I guess the spelling was incorrect, and there was other grammatical and errors that they saw all over this. Okay, so Chantal thinks she's pretty smart. Okay, and she's not a stupid person. I don't think she is. She didn't complete the education she started, but a lot of people don't. She's not as smart as she thinks she is. Most of us aren't. I had a trusted mentor one time, a woman, and she said to me, and this is going to sound like my head's exploding a little, she said to me, Steve, you're relatively smart. And I said, well, thank you. And she's like, you're not that damn smart. I'm like, oh. She said, but you're smart. Don't use that to try to make people feel stupid. Don't use that to try to make people feel hurt. I saw her subs jump by like 100, I think. Chantal's did. So don't do that. Don't laugh at people for something like that. Because we live in America with decent education and access to things. So if somebody can't do those things, something's probably wrong. You know? I didn't laugh when she couldn't reach her socks. I was more appalled than humored. So. Well, that's the thing with those law. Never challenged, corrected by mother, grandmother. Always right attitude into her adulthood. Definitely not adult behavior. Well, she's going to have to figure something out. I mean, YouTube is not forever. YouTube could be gone like that. Remember how fast TikTok was going to be on its way out? Because those kids scammed Trump and nobody showed up at his rally. It was like a hot minute later, all of a sudden TikTok was evil. Uneducated hillbilly. Yeah, she's whatever. Yaba has a family. Yaba has work. Thing is, though, With Yaba, you don't know what's going on with her off camera because she doesn't tell you and she doesn't gaslight it. So I don't know much about what goes on with Yaba off camera. I don't know about her home. I don't know about where she lives, and I'd have to go to dark places to go find out. So she's deliberately keeping certain things private because that's smart if you're going to put yourself in the public light. You know, things happen. People get doxxed. It happens, but you know. All right. So, oh, what we did. She isn't diabetic anymore, too. And then we got to the last video, which was today, unless she has something else that's coming up. Talking about Amber. The fact that you weren't sure says a lot. The fact that it was interchangeable, probably. So, and I mean, I gotta say, I usually say this every week, but stuffing her face I'd make a good life coach. Well, thank you and maybe thank you. It's one thing to put a positive spin on stuff, but I don't want to blow smoke up anyone's ass either. You know what I mean? I think somewhere between being a hard ass. Steve, congrats on your clean time. Thank you for your transparency. Oh, thank you very much. It just, I don't know. There's like, Mark and I are pretty transparent because we're on every day. Eventually the truth's going to come out about something or another because we've made a video every day for like a year and a half or something like that. But she doesn't have to put every single solitary personal detail out there. Yeah, the thing is though, I like Yaba and I like DC Media Girl and I like Ms. Huzzy and there's a couple other ones. Oh, God bless Thor. I found Thor. And I was able to find a live or two that I had missed. And it was good. I was able to see it. It was one of Chantal's that I couldn't find. So thank you, Thor, actually. I was looking at that in preparation of this. But I like all of those channels. It's not my style, for the most part. It's not the kind of way I would go at making a video, just because I usually don't go making videos like that. I talked about it kind of like being the one in the room who, if you tell... Oh, Milk Tea is fantastic. How did I forget her? I hope she's not here to see that I forgot her. But, oh, now I'm thinking, who else? Who else is it? Content creators I watched. Enjoy the most. Thinks the audience are friends. Well, yeah, she does kind of think the audience members are her friends. Some are, probably. There's a few whose names, like, you know... Yeah, well, you shouldn't take medical advice from your subscribers or your viewers, even if they are trained in the medical field, because, like, they don't know your medical history. And they shouldn't, because you should never give your medical history to... Thank you, JK. You should never give your medical history to anyone on YouTube. I mean, I give mine, because what the hell? You know, what's the worst they can do? So, oh, Pulpy Syntax. Mm-hmm. I've seen him. His are long. I kind of throw them in the background and leave them and listen to them. Well, I think somewhere between being like a hard ass on someone and breaking their balls constantly and blowing smoke up their ass, there's kind of a compassionate kind of approach to treating stuff. I don't, like I said, when I talk about, what's her name? Chantal, it's not so much about Chantal's choices or anything. It's kind of more about the decisions that she has to make and how is she making them and what's going into them. And I'm relaxing to listen to. Thor is not Thor. What's his name? Syntax is relaxing to listen to. I don't find Yaba relaxing to listen to. Who else? There's a couple other ones. There's a couple YouTubers I like their voice. You know who I like and you either love or hate? Life by Jen. People either love her voice or hate her voice. So, shared her own medical reports on her channel a few days ago. Well, pros, that's just how it goes. Yaba's funny. I like old classic Yaba. The older videos that she had produced, my favorite one was her Halloween cheese board mukbang from, not this last Halloween, but the one before that, too. She's addicted to eating in front of the camera, is addicted to food. Most people with BED would never dream of eating on camera. I would agree from the people I know who have. I've heard that Chikara Transforms gives the health aspect. She's in personal trainer, weightlifter, something. Yes, the cheese graveyard. That's what I was thinking. It was just cheese and a loaf of bread, and the story about the suicide cult, the Heaven's Gate. So she had the pink wig on, and Yaba was in good form because she was my kind of Yaba. She was funny. It wasn't like dirty funny. It was like just funny. Not that I pass jokes. That's the thing. I wouldn't say the kind of stuff that they say in their reactions, but I'd laugh at it because I'm a good person, but a little not. if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but yeah, it was one of her better ones. It was good. Her hair was all blown out. Yaba looked great too. Hey Terry. Zachary Michael switched off for a while from doing reactions to anybody at all for any reason, and then it seems like he had gone back to talking about Chantal, but only as it related to some social justice issues because he felt some of the things she said were blatantly racist, and so he addressed it and brought it up there. And then he was trolling her for a while, eating carrots and apples and other stuff. It was funny, but it wasn't like a reaction. It was just in and around parts of her life. You're telling Chantal is full of it or sincerely doesn't mean to eat a pizza the day after swearing she won't. The only answer. I don't know if she's lying to herself. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say she knows. I mean, she knows what she's doing. I think she might have just submitted to it at this point. She may have just given in. You know, every day I would get up and say, I'm not going to drink today. 45 minutes later, well, that didn't go well. And then you just say, fuck it for the rest of the day. But mixed in with all that, like, a party line among people with addictions is that they'll say, they're a good person with a bad disease. Okay, good person with a bad disease. I take exception to that. Not everyone with an addiction is a good person in the first place. I know plenty of people who've been clean and sober off of their eating disorders, their drugs, their alcohol for 10, 20, 30 years, and they're still idiots. They're still idiots. They still treat people like garbage. They're still unkind. They're still selfish. They're still self-centered. They still only think about themselves. So it's not like one is married, to the other. But with Chantal, it will always come back to eating on camera. All of her videos, it will always come back to eating on camera. And that's her prerogative, but unless she thinks she can sell a healthy mukbang for 50,000 views, I don't know what she's going to do. She doesn't really seem to answer to anyone or even have to. So, yeah, the intuitive eating, the cravings. I'm only intuitive smoking, by the way. I only smoke when I want to, and I just always want to, so I have great intuition. Yeah, and getting healthy is, I mean, when you're as overweight as I'm guessing she's around 400 pounds. Maybe more, but I'll say 400 is the last weight she gave. And she's 5'2". So, modestly, I don't know, 160, 150. If she loses 100 pounds, she'll have loose skin. But yet, Steph, yes, if she lost weight, there would still be problems people would have with her that have nothing to do with her weight. Wait till she finds out if and when she loses the weight that it doesn't fix everything. I mean, that'll be her hard lesson from losing weight. I found out losing weight, it doesn't fix everything. You think it does. Skinny doesn't fix everything. And when you're losing weight, you think, well, everything will be better when I'm thin. It's not. You're just a skinny person with an eating disorder. If you don't go to therapy or anything, I'm jerk shaming. Everything is shaming. Shame, shame, shame. Everybody knows your name. Yeah, I think she wouldn't even need to lose much and need skin removal because her apron hangs so low. I think for mobility purposes, she'd probably have to get it removed. And that's just her body shape. You know, Amberlynn would need different if she wanted it, and I would need different if I wanted it. I don't have as much loose skin as they would have after losing their weight. So, yeah, thank you, Greenie. That's Mark, who's not home, who put it up. He gets all the credit. I get none. As far as the channel goes, I basically started it, and then, yeah. Her bones underneath have warped. I told you, I got, like, half-knocked knees, and I think it's by far because I was fat most of my life. So, I think she's over 500. I don't know. I've known some pretty big folks. I think she's in the 400s. I mean, she's... And the thing about Chantal is, too, she's petite. Don't come for me. I don't mean, like, she's not a broad-built, big, stout, shorter person. Like, her arms kind of go like this. Her collar, she's probably only like to out here, and the rest of this is weight. I mean, she'd probably, you know, if and when she ever decides to change the shape of her body by altering her diet. So, what got deleted? Terry. Something I missed? Childhood history with your weight someday? Sure I could. That sounds like a video. I could do that. Yeah, if she only lost a pound a month for the last 3 years, you know, it would still be something. You know, if she lost a pound a week, it'd be 150 pounds. I mean, it doesn't have to be fast, but forward is good, you know? Could lose 100 pounds easily if she just ate healthy. The first, I know when I was big, the first weight came off fast. I was about 290 at my highest, and when I started putting an effort into it, I think the first 40 came off in a couple months. And that was one of the times I lost 100 pounds. I'm so good at losing 100 pounds, I've done it 3 times. So, at any rate, I'm not, after the week she's had, and now we're back into a lot of lives. Hey, Sue-Ann. Oh, it's okay. Her mobility. Mobility is good. Mobility is important. But her mobility is limited by not only her weight, but her ability to breathe. What I text, no cuss words. They are saying YouTube is deleting. I don't have... I'm not moderating from here. I don't see anything disappearing. We'll touch base. We'll clear it up. Don't worry. We got about 8 minutes left. I don't watch 1,000 Pound Sisters. I didn't watch the Slaytons even before when they were just on YouTube. Just not my cup of tea. They seem nice enough. The one sister who... which one? Not the one who's in the wheelchair. The other one. She seems sweet. Alright. Just keep me posted, Terry. You let me know if something's up. We work it out. Amy. Okay, that's the Slayton that I like. She's cool. When I type her fubo would be hanging, I get deleted. Wow. I don't know what that would be happening. But, Hi, Steve. First time catching the live, but love you guys' videos. Thank you, Christy Shaw. We'll be on for a little longer. I don't think Mark's going to come back before we're done. I only deleted my own things tonight. Okay. I don't know, Miss McPhoebe. I think it's probably nothing, but we'll sort it out. It's no big deal. If it was a big deal, I'd know about it. So there's not. I have no idea. That word particularly, Boopa, is disappearing. Fatty upper pubic area. I think that's the acronym for it. Sometimes pubic is replaced with another word, a little less savory. Wow, really? Who knew? Now everyone's going to try it to see if theirs gets deleted too. Mark's good. Mark came home after his first day of class and then he ran right back out. He just came in to take some meds and go back out. So, I know. So many. There's so many in here. Oh my god. There's so many in here. It's like a Foodie Beauty Live. He's taking the courses. It's a 10-week, once a week, 10-week course to be a certified recovery specialist. So, recovery specialists work in the field of addiction and drug and alcohol. Mark's in recovery. He has been for, I don't even know how long, years. It's been years. Less than 10, more than 5. Uh, so he has lived experience in that area. He works at an office now where they do addiction support. And so he's going to train so he can, frankly, you can make some more money. It's a credential that travels with him. It's not locked into the employer. It could transfer state to state. I am a certified peer specialist, so I'm on the mental health side, and he's a certified recovery specialist on the drug and alcohol. So, and it's certified through the state of Pennsylvania. It's a reimbursable service through Medicaid. Usually community mental health centers or community drug and alcohol treatment centers hire them. So, but he hasn't been in school in a while, so I thought he was nervous. Would you get more cats? I wouldn't, Lisa, but Mark probably would. So yes. The only time in mental health, yeah, I went from certifiable just some to certified. How about that? The biggest deal was that they gave me a set of keys to a state hospital and said, "Here, you're the advocate." I'm like, oh, like I went from being locked up in institutions to they gave me a set of master keys to a locked facility. Ridiculous. Seemed ridiculous at the time. Does Oscar ever come in? When it's freezy cold, Oscar comes in. We haven't had that happen because Oscar does have a heated outdoor area. But yeah, when it gets primarily windy, but it's cold too, we have plans to bring him in. Bandit has a cat house that he likes and will sleep in, and the other ones are, we can put Bandit in the bathroom and it won't be a big deal. Yours is the most objective, and the language is intelligent and kind. Thank you for sharing. Well, thanks for listening, Susan. I appreciate it. You know, thoughtful, kind, that doesn't sell in the drama community. So that's why I'm not a part of it. I just share thoughts. I just kind of look in out. I kind of like peek in the door and I'm like, what the fuck are they all doing now? And then I report back and we have a video and I share a few thoughts of mine. Oscar's a nice name, isn't it? Mark picked it out for him. I am the nice one. People think Mark is the nice one. I'm the nice one. You should hear when the camera goes off. He's going to kill me. You should hear it. Yeah. Scranton's not a bad town. We have a disproportionately high rate of alcoholism in this part of Pennsylvania, in Pennsylvania in general. So Mark is much more straightforward. Mark would be like, I don't believe her. I think she's full of crap. I think she's doing it for attention. And he would go deeper. He would do a full Beaumont on her if he was here, especially. Because Mark's like me. Everyone needs a little someone on their side when you're starting over. But when you try to build trust and then tell everyone who supported you for 3-4 days, shut up and mind your business. No wonder you got but one friend. There's not much to know about PA. People joke, like, Pennsylvania is like a big rectangle. And then they say, you know, we have Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, and everything in the middle is Alabama. That's kind of, and we're up in the northeast corner where there's, you know, it's a bit of a population boom, but not much. Yes, Jay, full Beaumont with the chin wagging and the hair all buttery and bouncing. He would totally lose his shit. Because he's like I said, he's like me. He wants to get, you know, behind somebody. I do, you know, when they're trying something new. But we ask your inspiration or support for your unique experiences regarding difficulties we are having. A video idea Q&A. Sure, we take ideas. I just live amongst the cow now. Trust me, it sounds nice. Sometimes our neighbors aren't all that they're cracked up to be. Hartford. No, that's a city. That's definitely a city. Cynthia content. You know what? Like, after we kind of took a step back, because it's been about 2 months now, I haven't made a Cynthia video. She's come up during lives, obviously here, and usually on Sunday she comes up too. Oh, nervous on the roof? Me too. He's fine. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, Cynthia, I don't know. I've never said I would never do another video. I said there could be a special in the works, but as far as just belaboring the same old whatever over and over again, there was only 2 things I wanted to keep an eye on her channel. How her and Adam continue to collaborate, because it seems so weird. And if anything ever came out with the court case with Jimmy Gleason. Those were the only 2 things I was interested in finding out. I don't care about feeding squirrels. I don't care about gaslighting people about racism. You know. Oh, he's on to Glenda Sully? Ha ha! Too bad! I think Adam and Cynthia each think they're getting one over on the other one. And it's, who wins when they do that? All of us. All of us. You know, I said, I'm friend of a friend with Adam, so I have it, you know, that he's a decent person in real life, but apparently, as far as his career, his ambitions take him many different directions. How's that for diplomatic? Oh my god, guys, we are at the hour already. That went quick. Always such a good time. Always such a good time. Well, thank y'all for coming to my live. This is the biggest live I've ever had by myself. There's 270 people in here. And 69 thumbs up. Can we get a little thumbs up for me? Adam's music is fine, but I don't know. I don't want to be gay shady. I don't do gay shady. Okay, I do gay shady a little bit, but, you know. I'll shut up. I'll shut up for now. I don't have anything to say about Adam, good or bad, right now. Good or bad. Cynthia? Yeah, I'll see her on Bravo. Okay, folks, it's been a slice. You guys have made it nice. This was a low to no troll chat about, and it was like drama gossip, and it was like a nice chat too. That's so weird, but it happens here sometimes. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. Good group, great mods. Thank you again for the mods who showed up today. It was on short notice, I understand. Tomorrow night, Mark and I will be live at 6 for our regular Sunday night live chat, so don't hesitate to stop by. Thank you all for watching. This will go back up in probably about like half an hour, maybe an hour. I have to take it down and then do a little tweaking to it and then put it back up. So in about an hour, this will be back up live so you can see it again. Please subscribe, hit the like button on your way out, and also hit the notification bell so you'll get the alerts when we do other lives and when we have new videos that come out. We do about a video a day. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Twitter. Our handle's at SmokeySteveA. Our email and contact info is listed below as well. Again, this will be up in an hour, and hopefully we'll see y'all tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern, for an open chat. And Mark will be joining us for that as well. Thanks, guys. Solo chat was a little nervous, but you guys made it good. Thanks. Bye.